me. First time being a head coach. Kind of the new guy in the area. A lot of guys here have been in the area for a long time. I moved here 3 years ago. Actually went through talking with Coach Jones, sat right next to him talking for a while. And then I was coaching with Coach Williams at Green Run, Coach Wilson in Salem this past season. So I just feel tremendously blessed to take over the program at Princess Anne. It's got its challenges, especially when you got a 2-month-old baby that came right after you got the job. So there's all kinds of challenges at home and at the workplace. So it's when I got the job, my wife was talking to her dad, who just recently passed away, and he said, hey, she was conveying some of her fears and some of the things that are going on. Some gone a lot, and he said, well, just so you know, he's a father of 2 kids, but he just added 40 more of them, and that's really what coaching is. That's what I've come to find out. You become a father. I mean, you're teaching a lot of these kids life lessons, and it takes a tremendous amount of patience and time. It takes a tremendous amount of just fortitude to stick to what you want, what you know is the right thing to do, the difficult decision that needs to be made, and holding those kids to a high standard. That's something that I'm trying to instill over at Princess Anne is, we want to bless our kids. We want to give them the best stuff, the best gear. We want to take care of them, but we expect the most out of them. We hold them to high standards. And some kids don't want it. It's uncomfortable being held to a high standard when you're used to your standards being low and being able to do what you want to do. And that's something we're trying to change. I don't know if you're familiar with Princess Anne's history, but as soon as I got the job, I studied up on it. And I think if you were to historically look at all the beach schools, we're probably the worst. The school started in the 1950s, had 1 regional champ and 1 state champ in about almost 70 years. I probably actually got film on the 1950s team. I found it in storage, old reel for me. So if anyone's interested, if anyone played at Princess Anne in the 50s or 60s, I got some reels that you can have. You're more welcome to them. The offenses and defenses were a lot different back then. So, but it was that's a challenge. That when I looked at that, I looked at Green Run, who in the 90s was great. Salem's good now. Ocean Lakes is good now. Cox is good now. Lansdowne's been good, Kellam's been good, Bayside's been, everyone's been good. Even like you said, Coach Sherry, Kempsville had a dominant run for a while, but Princess Anne, I think 99 to 2000 were their last winning seasons. And before that, you gotta go back to 1980. So just turning around a culture that has historically lost presents a lot of challenges. So I'm trying to show these kids what it takes to win, what it takes to, it's not just coming in and running some sprints, but it's doing everything right. It's taking care of the grades like you talked about. Because it all, you slack off in the classroom, it translates to the field. That's just how it is. You can't just turn it on. Kids think that they can just turn it on, but they can't. Nobody can just turn it on. So we're trying to teach them the right way to do it. And it's taking a lot of work, but we're excited about it. We're excited about the challenges of 2 new coaches going head-to-head week 1, immense amount of pressure to win the game, immense amount of pressure not to lose the Kempsville, and they have to go 50-some games. Talk about starting out on a bad note, starting out on a high note, but, it's been great. Like I said, like all the other coaches have echoed, it's the camaraderie here is great, Coaching with Coach Williams for a year was awesome, and then my opportunities over at Salem, and Coach Wilson, I speak, I feel like you spoke very highly of me. I feel like it's a big reason why I got a job over at PA. So, I appreciate everyone I've been able to work with. And I'm really looking forward to working with everyone else. Coach White, you've reached out to me multiple times. I appreciate it. Been through a couple crazy things. I had a kid almost passed away at passing league. I coached for 3 months. I had a kid almost die. So it's been a crazy year, but we're excited. Asian, Tony Grimes. He has, he's had a lot of opportunities to go play at other places, but he's embraced the challenge of trying to turn around a program that's a losing program, And I think that speaks fairly highly of him. He plays defensive back. Last year, he didn't get a lot of action. They ran a lot of man, and teams would look at him and go, okay, Tony's over there, so we're going to throw over here. So we're looking to try and get him into the mix a lot more. you know, and have him be more involved. We got some other kids. We only got 5 seniors. So, Coach, you're gonna run out of room on that bench. So if you got any kids, I got 38, so I got plenty of room on my roster for any of those kids. You send them my way. But yeah, we got 38 kids, and 5 of them are seniors. 15 of them are freshmen. And like you were saying, Coach Stack, they kind of look like they belong in the Little Giants, you know, the movie from back in the day, you know. So they got a lot of development to do. So we're relying on our core guys to play a lot both ways. You know, they got to be tough physically, they got to be tough mentally. You know, we as a coaching staff, we have the challenge of being judicious with our players. You can't just line up and pound one guy the whole time, because then all of a sudden that guy's gone. And it's not just replacing one position, it's replacing 2 positions, an offense and a defense, potentially a special teamer. So that's our challenge. We want to spread the ball around, get everyone else involved. We've got Caden McCants, an offensive lineman. Bobby Booker's an offensive lineman. Haven't got a whole lot of notoriety or a whole lot of press or people talking about them, but I think they're extremely hard workers. They're strong kids. They've embraced the challenge since day one. I walked in there, they haven't missed a day. Jaden Truesdale is a middle linebacker for us, about 225 pounds. He got a verbal from Florida, you know, and I'm telling them, hey, you got a verbal from Florida, you got to live up to that. You got to be a Florida player. It's just that, it's a verbal. So if you want that, if you want to be able to call and sign on that dotted line, you need to play at that level, or else that verbal is going to disappear. So I try to remind my kids of this, you know, and I try to hold them all to the same standards. You know, just because you're Tony Brown, you're a 4 or 5 star player, you're Jaden Truesdale, you got a Florida offer. You know, when it's time to clean the locker room, you don't get the privileges of walking out. Okay. You know, if anything, you need to be the voice of change. You need to lead the way. You need to spearhead. Okay. And we got a couple other kids. We got a lot of young guys. A lot of sophomores. A lot of sophomores and juniors, which is nice because I get them for a couple of years. But you got to take the growing pains with it. You know. But I think they're up to the challenge. I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about the challenge of tasting all these guys. It's going to be really interesting. So thank you. Appreciate it.